stand against the Lord? No one can, no one will.
The songwriters say, who can stand against the King? No one can, no one will. The victory belongs to Jesus. And that same victory, my brothers and sisters, I want to tell you, that's the same victory that belongs to us. We have that victory. In Luke 10 and 19, it says that God has given us power over all the powers of the enemy. But yet when we look in the church, it's hard and difficult to see this power. And you see, I'll tell you this, the enemy knows we have power over him. He knows the truth. He knows the word of God. And so the enemy is not out to convince you that he has more power than you. He's out to convince you that you have less power than him, because he has to see you as you see yourself. You see in Numbers 13 and 33, when the children got to the promised land, here is what happened, why they did not do it. They said, we've been and we spied out the land, and I'm paraphrasing there. He said, we are as grasshopper to them in our eyes, and they see us as we saw ourselves. You see, that has always been the plan of the enemy. The teaching has come in the church to say that all of us is equal, that God reigns on the just and the unjust, because the enemy wants us to accept the plan that we all are equal. You see, if Satan cannot get you to believe that you are less powerful, that you are smaller than him, he would settle for the fact that you would think that we all are equal. We all are alike. Good and evil comes to all man. None has no power over the next. But that's a lie of the enemy. God said, I have given you power over all the power of the enemy. Find whatever power the enemy has. Let him bring it. And God says that we have power over it. And there is a difference. No, we all are not equal in God's eye. Go to the first Psalm. David, the man is after God's heart. He'll tell you, he said, blessed, a blessed man is he who does not walk in the counsel of the ungodly. And that is one of the things first that the church have taught. The people of God have found themselves in problems. What we do is we take counsel from the ungodly. We know someone that's in business who's doing well, has a chain of stores, and we want to get into the business. Yes, he don't believe in God and he don't prescribe to our faith, but the fact that he seems to be successful, we take counsel from him. And that is the Bible. It says in Psalm 1, the blessed man does not take counsel from the ungodly, neither do we stand in the way of sinners. When we encounter someone that is not saved, the result of our encounter with them should not be one where they are turned off from the faith or don't want nothing to do with Jesus. That's us standing in the way. Neither should we sit in the seat of the scornful. That means we should not participate in the events of the unsaved. And the psalmist didn't only tell us what we should not do. He goes on to tell us what we should do. Our delight. We should find peace, answer, rescue in the word of the Lord. He said we should be in it day and night. That means people of God always. Day and night, that's all we have. We have day and we have night. That means in everything, every situation, at all time, we should be in the word of God. And he said when we do that, and then for one thing, when we don't do that, it tells us what we will be like. And here's, he said we will be like a tree planted by the rivers of water. Let me stay on planted for a while. Sometimes we run over that. Planted means that you were strategically placed somewhere. And say, God will plant you. And listen to where he said, you're planted by the rivers of water. That's good soil. That means that God himself will put us in the best position for the life that we live in. And listen to what he said. He said, and he shall bring forth his fruit in his season. It didn't say we have to create fruit. It didn't say we have to make a season. That's in us. God has already put in us. All we have to do is bring it forth. And here's the other part of the voice that really stands out to me. He compared us to a plant. He said, you will bring forth fruit in your own season. Now, when we bring forth fruit, we know it's spring. When the plants come forth in spring and it has its fruit, it has its season. And then after that, we see fall comes. When the tree goes through whatever germination period it has to. It's not, don't have a season. It don't bring forth no fruit because its leaves withers and the leaves dry. But he said, our leaves will not wither. That means that we will be bringing forth fruit in our season continually. There's no place and time in the body of God where we should not be producing fruit and we should not have our season. Anyone tell you other than that, it's a lie. It's not from the God of the heavens in whom we serve. And so, and it doesn't even end there. It even gets better. And we at New Horizon has this thing, and we have the evidence of seeing God work in our midst, but we have this thing that we want more. And if you go on a little further in that voice, they say that whatsoever you do. It didn't say in your fruit and in your season. It said and. That's an additional to your fruit and your season that God has you to be in a continual mood, a continual state of being. And so it goes on now to say, and whatsoever you do will prosper. And that means, people of God, we can ask for more. We can have more. In addition to what God has blessed us with, He's positioned us in the best place in this life we live now, today, in the now. This is the best position to bring forth fruit and to bring forth a season. And what we do will prosper. And that is the gift from our God. And it's not for everybody. Because you go down to the next voice, they say, the ungodly are not so. And so our power is over the enemy power. We have a season and we have fruit that is continually, and if we require or seek God for more, we will receive it. And so we need to go back and read again. We need to understand the word and we need to live the word. Do not let the enemy convince us that we are less than him or that we are equal to him. We are more powerful than him. We are bigger than him. And there is nothing that the enemy has, nothing that we can take. As the Bible says that his gates cannot stand the attack of the children of God and cannot prevail. And so I encourage you this day. I encourage you now to read it again and see the power and settle for nothing than what God says we are. Who could stand against the King? No one can. No one will. The victory belongs to Jesus. You be blessed.